Hello, gorgeous souls. So happy to have you here at the channel today for another pick a card video. Today's video is going to be basically a no contact reading, but it's also going to apply to circumstances and situations involving limited contact, a recent change in communication, or very restricted communication, a whole range of circumstances involving your person kind of suddenly changing up how they're connecting with you, how they're showing up in the connection related to communication. This could be a ghosting situation. This could be a separation, or as I said, just a period of limited or restricted communication between you. So without much delay, let's go ahead and get started. I have 3 piles for you as well. As usual, 3 decks, 3 towers. I think I finally have the tower names down, so we'll see. Pile 1 is going to be this beautiful Dreamkeepers tarot. I said I knew the names, and then look at myself. And that's going to be paired with the, ooh, that looks pretty, the aura coated quartz tower. Pile 2 is going to be the Heaven and Earth tarot with the Mookite Jasper Tower. I'm pretty positive that that's what that is. And shout out to Angie, who is a good friend of mine, for helping me to figure that out. And then pile 3 is going to be the Rackham Tarot, and that's paired with the Moss Agate Tower. Go ahead and take a moment to look at the piles and decide whichever calls to you, or whichever crystal calls to you the most. And I will see you at your pile. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. We are doing a no contact reading today. No contact, limited contact, recent change in contact. All situations will apply. You could be in separation with your person, literally 0 communication, 0 contact, or you could be connected, but again, there's just maybe some tension or strain in the connection, and you're wanting to figure out what the change is, what's going on, why are they not communicating. We're going to find out. You chose this beautiful aura coated quartz tower. It's one of probably my favorite towers, and in the sunlight right here today, which by the way, I'm going to apologize in advance. There's a huge shadow today because the sun is very overhead in my house, and I actually have a sunroom where there's 8 windows that are kind of pointing the sun directly at the camera, and then I'm kind of in an area where there's not windows and light from the other side, so we've got a pretty big shadow, but I'll do my best. And in the meantime, you get to see that stunning aura quartz that you chose. And this is also going to be the Dreamkeepers tarot. This is the mass marketed version. There's also an independent version of this deck that I also own. Who knows, maybe I'll use that in a future reading. They look slightly different. The imagery and the quality is slightly different, but I first bought this edition, the mass market, and then discovered that there was an independent indie version, and I had to get it. I am a big collector of independent decks. I love them. I feel like they are totally worth it. They're a little more money, but they're also really unique usually, and wonderful quality. And I like to own both versions of any deck that's independent and then subsequently goes on to be mass marketed. So anyway, we've got this Dreamkeepers tarot, which is like vintage imagery, which is my favorite style. And we are asking, why is your person not communicating with you? And this shadow is going to drive me nuts. Let me try to fix that live on camera. And I pretty much can't. All right. Well, again, I apologize. I can't do too much to fix it. Ooh, lovely camera. But I'm going to do my best. So, why is your person not communicating with you? Pile 1. Why is pile 1's person not communicating with them or engaging in limited contact? Well, we have the Page of Wands. That's kind of interesting. get in a no contact reading, to get a literal card that means contact, and fast contact at that. There we go. We have the King of Wands. Okay. Funny. Sometimes Spirit has a sense of humor. Judgment. I'm going to just pop. Where can you see it? Where can you see it? You can see it right there. That's good enough. Judgment. And the Hierophant. Clarifying. We have the Ten of Swords, Temperance, the Eight of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, clarifying. I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that just now, but I did. So that must be significant. And then the Star, which is also the cover art for the actual deck itself, which is interesting, is the underlying energy. We'll start there, and we'll pull some oracle cards in a little bit. So pile one, I'm definitely feeling that the current circumstances of your connection is that your person is married and has a family, has other commitments, and they have to attend to their life right now. You know, there's, with this Nine of Pentacles energy clarifying, which again, I didn't know why I felt so called to go ahead and clarify that right away. That was interesting. I'm feeling that's because it's, with this Ten of Pentacles, meant to represent how this person has kind of like other responsibilities, another aspect of their life that can't involve you. It's a very independent energy with that nine, representing this idea of like an area or aspect of their life, an abundant area of their life where they, you know, I'm almost looking at all of those pentacles as different material obligations or concerns that they have to attend to. The Page of Wands, clarified by the Ten of Swords, is interesting because the Page of Wands can be sudden communication. It can be a very important or impulsive message. And this is clarified by the Ten of Swords, which represents pretty much a painful ending or a quick, closure to a cycle, I would say. A very cutting and swift closure of a cycle, or maybe it can be contact. So I believe the cutoff with this particular energy was relatively sudden. Again, with this King of Wands, I'm definitely getting somebody who was impulsive and who acted very quickly. And with Temperance, you know, they needed to achieve some type of inner balance or inner alchemy. There was something that was imbalanced about this connection. Again, it could be related to this message with the Page of Wands, but you know, things were abruptly kind of cut off or held back because this person needed to find balance and kind of couldn't continue to show up in this connection in the way that they were presently. With Judgment and the Eight of Swords, again, I'm feeling a really kind of a big revelation or a big message that has come through that has just made your person freeze. They are just stuck in place. And I do feel like from your end, it likely seems as though the connection is over and done. So I'm going to consider this a separation pile. What is Judgment here? Okay. We had several. We have the Ten of Wands, Strength, Two of Pentacles, and the Empress. You know, this person made a decision that as much as they want to give to you, that they want to show up for you and provide you with everything, again, related back to this idea of the Hierophant, which is a commitment, and the Ten of Pentacles, that family energy, that independent energy that has to occur and exist outside of this connection, is kind of overriding, and it just became too much of a burden. With the Ten of Wands, this person, I think, was struggling for quite some time, and finally kind of everything came down with the Ten of Swords after this sudden turn of events or turn in communication. And there was a huge revelation. There was a huge sort of moment at which this person, again, impulsively or otherwise, made the decision that, you know, they have to restrict themselves. They have to hold themselves back. The Eight of Swords and Strength both are referencing somebody who's literally being held back and confined. In two different scenarios, the person's arms are behind their back, and they're just not in a position where they can move forward toward you any longer. And yet they want to so much, because they feel and see you as this divine Empress, you know, feminine energy, which is just so deserving. I mean, I really honestly think that you're this person's like dream person. You are the epitome of everything that they could possibly want. You are their wish fulfillment. You know, they have such hopefulness even still about things working out between you, about having this idea of, you know, optimism and faith and hope and positivity. You know, there's so much light in your connection. Everything in your connection, I think, up until this point was pretty solid. It was pretty secure. It felt very good. And there was a lot of hopefulness. There was a lot of potential here. And I think that's still the undercurrent or the underlying factor. But I do think that they definitely have had to step away. So let's go ahead and see, how are they feeling about you right now? I do have separate pick a card readings for feelings, and I've posted one just a few days ago, but we'll go ahead and pull a few right now. How is this person feeling about pile one? The Devil, Page of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. This is so beautiful. They feel deeply connected to you, pile one, at a soul level. I see there could be a childhood tie here. You know, you could have known this person for a long time in life, or even in childhood. You know, these two children kind of seated together on this cloud, and there's just such a beautiful innocence to that, and yet just a very reminiscent, nostalgic energy, and a familiarity, like just such a beauty to that. So they feel that deeply, and I think that's why there's that hope here still with the star energy coming through, because they want this. They recognize the depth of this connection, and they want to have that with you. They want a new beginning. I don't think they want this to be over with the Ace of Pentacles. I think they very much want to come back. They want to, Page of Cups, you know, they're feeling inclined to come through and perhaps reestablish communication. I do think that they want to offer some sort of apology and explanation to you. Let's see, what is going to be the nature of, or, you know, what is this Page of Cups about? What are they feeling in that Page of Cups? What can you tell us, Spirit? King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. And the Five of Cups. Yeah, they want to apologize. They want to come forward in a more grounded and solid way as before. You know, I feel like this is how they used to show up for you, is this really strong, independent, reliable king energy. And they want to come through with communication. They want to strategize, though, how to do this. I feel like your person's very much in their head right now, kind of considering all of the factors at play, again, related to their own life and circumstances, but how can they make this work to come back and be a part of your life, to be a presence for you again, to have that reestablished connection, to have that reunion. Six of Cups can also represent kind of a revival of sorts, somebody returning from the past. It's definitely on their mind. You're on their mind a lot with the King of Swords. And the Devil. You know, Queen of Cups, they are addicted to you. I mean, I think there is such a strong tie, a strong pull to you. I'm not reading the Devil in a very incredibly negative way here. I'm actually just reading it as a strong attachment, a strong pull, a strong attraction. It's something they cannot let go of. You know, devil energy is probably not the best energy to be in regards to a relationship or a connection, but it's just representing the strength of those feelings. There's so much energy, emotional energy, physical attachment, physical attraction, and magnetism. It's very strong here, pile one. This person absolutely does not want to let this go, as much as it may feel like it. Again, you know, this Ten of Swords, that person's done. It's pierced their body, actually, in fact. And I'm sure you feel like things have been irretrievably sort of broken or damaged. But I'm feeling a sense of optimism or hope from this person with the Star, that they can, you know, resuscitate this, revive this, and bring this back around. So let's go ahead and ask, are you going to hear from them soon? Is this person going to reestablish communication? What are their intentions regarding communication for pile one in the near future? And the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Two of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. Three of Wands on the bottom. You know, I've got to be real with you, pile one. It's not looking like this person is planning to come forward incredibly soon. In fact, I'm seeing a continuance of avoidant behavior, strategizing at the same time, though. With this Seven of Swords coming up near this King of Swords, I think that this person is planning and strategizing and organizing a way to come back. That Three of Wands energy underneath, representing obviously this idea of planning and waiting for the right timing. I think that timing is a huge factor here for this person. You know, and they're also torn because they know that they have ended things they've left things on a very low note. They've not given this connection the proper attention or care that it deserves. They haven't treated it the way that you deserve to be treated. This Empress energy, this is such a beautiful, beautiful energy for anybody to be in or to feel about another individual, to have in a connection. And, you know, I don't think that they've properly honored it. They feel like they haven't properly honored it, but I also see a resistance and unwillingness at this time entirely to come forward and address that. It's almost like they're turning a blind eye at this time to what they've done because it's hurtful to them that they've had to do this. I definitely, with these hands tied imagery coming through several times, I don't think this was a choice they wanted to make. I think they were guided to, perhaps, or impulsively drawn to do so, but it didn't feel good to do it. What is this Two of Swords about? The King of Cups. And the Nine of Swords, yeah. Their emotions are overwhelming them right now about this connection. They're feeling a lot of different things. For you specifically, they're feeling very good, but I think in terms of the connection itself, where things are now, they're feeling very guilty. They're feeling like a devil. Like you're this beautiful, beautiful presence in their life that they didn't treat right or respect, and they've messed it all up, and now there's this huge loss. There's this huge hole in their life where they're missing this connection, and they're feeling so much, and it's causing so much stress at the same time not having it, and yet they can't face it yet. They're going to continue to focus on their independence right now. Nine of Cups and Nine of Pentacles together here. I think they're going to definitely be focused on kind of their immediate, I'm hearing like their peripheral. You know, in the imagery of both of these cards, we have this person with all these pentacles kind of right above their head, and then here, this woman, and all these cups are situated just right in front of her face. I think the things that are immediately in front of their face are what they need to be worried about and focused on right now. Are they going to communicate in the near future? Will pile one receive any communication from their person in the near future? Intentions as of now are a little stagnant and stuck, but let's just go ahead and ask. Eight of Cups, Seven of Cups. Well, they're thinking about it. They're thinking about making a move, about moving forward, but they're confused. That Two of Swords and that Moon energy together. Six of Wands, though, I think that they're going to overcome this pile one. They're going to gain that rebalancing, that kind of that sweet spot, that good energy returning of balance within their life, and then they'll be able to take steps and move forward. Anything that we need to know about this energy with the moon? Four of Swords. They're just taking a break. This isn't over. As much as it may feel like it's over with this Ten of Swords, it's just a break. Just the Four of Swords, which indicates a rest or a respite. It's just a brief pause before there's going to be action again. You can see that. So I don't think you have anything to really worry about. Three of Swords, they're feeling that loss. They're feeling that really intense separation pain from you. And I don't think they want to continue that. I do think they want to come out of that. And they're mulling over options right now of how to do this. I do think that they want to. I think that there's a lot of indications of planning and of strategizing and considering options and choice of how to go about it. But, they're kind of turned off to the emotional component right now because it's getting overwhelming. It's a lot of pain and a lot of angst and anguish for them to sit in that energy of missing you and of feeling this loss fully. So they're not choosing to remain in that energy. And I'm guided to say, I want to tell you that is a good thing. I want to make this feel all right for you, because I don't think it would serve your person and nor your connection if this person stayed in a really low energy. They're feeling that loss, and yet they're numbing themselves to it and more so focusing on what they can do to come out of this energy and to be at a better place, a better point in life where they can come back. So it's very positive. I really feel like there's some good energies here that are going to be shifting soon. We are going to use the Priestess of Light Oracle today. And we're going to go ahead and get some guidance for you with this deck. I wasn't planning to use this deck, which is why you're seeing me live on camera using this. Getting it out for us, but sometimes I'm just guided to take certain decks. This deck wants to be used. I do feel like this will be a good one. So, Priestess of Light Oracle. What guidance do we have for pile one? How can they best move through the energies of this connection and this current separation? What do you need them to know? Building your network, creation, expansion, and networking. Miracles, ancient wisdom. And healing earth, the power to give and receive healing. Quite honestly, pile one, this is telling me that it's important for you to continue to move forward in your life, because your abundant nature, your ability to be in this Nine of Pentacles energy as well, is going to help create that vibrational match to bring the two of you back together in the physical plane. So build your world, create and expand. I don't so much feel that it's just friendship based, like getting out there and having fun or partying or doing something that, isn't necessarily productive. It's important, for balance and alignment in life to have times for fun and to have this ability to just experience this positive overflow of energy of friend and community and all of those things. But at the same time, this card specifically relates to creation and expansion and this idea of being purposeful and of really cultivating this energy of manifestation. And when you do that, you can expect miracles. There's going to be a shift and a change in this connection in the near future. I think in spite of this really stuck energy that this person presently finds themselves in, I do think that this person's desire, their strength of will, strength even coming out here. Like there's a lot of energy here about success, Six of Wands and that Six of Cups, wanting to come back together, the Star with this optimism. This person is wanting to return, and it's more how to do so. Stuck on how to do so, but not stuck on if they want to. The power to give and receive healing. You know, this is important to give to yourself right now. It's important that you go ahead and provide yourself with the love that you're not receiving from others. You know, it's a strong message about making it clear to yourself that you are loved, you are valued, you know, you are worthwhile, despite what has happened in this connection, despite the fact that this person may have, you know, suddenly ended things. You need to remember that you are the Queen of Cups and that you have this wonderful, radiant, beautiful energy about you that is so worthy and deserving. And until, you know, you heal and you fully feel that and embody that and get back to this place of pure abundance, you know, within your own life. You know, this person can't rise up to meet you. You guys cannot come back together when either of you are in low energy, but also until both of you are at that same frequency of self-love and healing and abundance and just, you know, feeling better about moving forward with this connection and in life in general. So pile one, I hope that this has helped you. I hope that this has given you some good clarity on your situation currently. I think that this brought through some really great insights about what's currently taking place with your connection, why this person is not contacting you and communicating with you, and what you can expect in the near future with that, some guidance on moving forward. If you've enjoyed this reading, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. I do like to bring pick a card readings every single day as much as possible. I also do lots of short videos that are just meant to be, you know, 60 seconds long with insight as well. So if you subscribe, you will see every time I post. And in the meantime, I am sending you lots of love and abundance and blessings, positive energy, strength to get you through this situation. And I will see you in another video. Take care. Bye. Pile two, thank you for being here today. You have chosen probably my favorite stone crystal right now, which is this jasper tower, this gorgeous jasper. It's just stunning. I can't even get over how gorgeous that is. So I'm going to leave that right there so you can see it. And you have also chosen the Heaven and Earth Tarot today. And we are asking, why is your person not communicating with you? Why no contact? Why limited or restricted contact? Why is contact and communication, you know, change suddenly? What's going on in your connection? We're going to go ahead and get the nitty-gritty details on what's happening, on how your person's feeling. I did ask that in pile one as well, just briefly, to see where they were at in their emotional energy for you. And then also if you can expect any contact or communication, any shifting in your connection anytime soon. So let's get started. So pile two, why is this person not communicating with pile two? Or why is there no contact? What is going on in their current connection with this person? Pile two, why are they not communicating? Pile two, well, the Tower. That's a pretty big reason. We'll figure out what that is momentarily. The King of Swords. The Magician. And the Eight of Wands. Clarifying. Ace of Wands. The Knight of Swords. Ace of Swords. And the Chariot. Underlying energy is the Six of Swords. Ooh. I apologize. You heard my Alexa alarm going off for a moment. Didn't expect that. All right. Is everything in shot? And it is. So pile two. Quite clearly, I can see right away here that there's been some type of an explosive, I'm hearing blow up, you know, there's been an argument of some kind. There's been harsh words spoken. There's very, very volatile energies here. It's all swords, essentially, and wands and fire and, you know, a tower, representative of destruction, of upheaval. I think there's been something very, very chaotic that has occurred recently in your connection, and it's really sparked things into this aggressive I'm hearing almost violent energy. I think there's been a lot of harsh words spoken between you. I think that there is contact, unlike pile 1, but it's definitely very cutting. You know, we've got this King of Swords and this Knight of Swords, both of these being very, very kind of cutthroat characters. You could see that their swords are up and they're ready. And with this Ace of Swords as well, this is further, you know, cutting communication, very cold, kind of, you know, tense energies here. With the clarifying the Magician, I think that, you know, there's definitely this feeling of this person having, I think, revealed something to you that perhaps resulted in this Tower moment. I do think that there's been communication about moving forward, moving on. We get several indicators of this. We have the Eight of Wands, which is swiftness. This is a sudden turn of events or a sudden energy, a sudden event, and it's clarified by the Chariot, which is about moving forward or moving on, and it can also represent extreme anger or passion. In this case, obviously surrounding these energies, this would be more of an aggressive kind of angry energy. And then we have the underlying energy of the Six of Swords. So this is, again, somebody moving into calmer waters after a time of turbulence. So I think in terms of your connection or your situation, there's certainly a lot of tense energy between you, and there's a desire here, I think, right now to sort of move forward beyond this, and not, at least not stay in this energy of anger and resentment for each other. I want to go ahead and just get some clarification. I'm a big clarifier. I like to always, you know, get the most detail that I possibly can. So let's go ahead and ask, what is this Tower energy about? What happened here with the Tower for pile 2? Page of Swords. And the Moon. And the Knight of Wands. You know, quite honestly, pile 2, I think that there was communication surrounding the nature of this connection, where it was going. I do think that it was probably more in the sexy realm than it was romantic. I'm seeing a lot of really supercharged energies here. So this is something that is making me feel like this was not obviously suitable to you. You know, you got to a point where this is not acceptable. You were almost, when I first pulled the Magician, I had a feeling of almost like a trickster or somebody who's not being entirely forthcoming. Again, with the Ace of Swords clarifying, this would be the Truth card and representing perhaps that truth hasn't been fully illuminated and spoken. They may have spoken some truth eventually in the state of this argument, but I think other things have been withheld from you, or there's been ambiguity about what this person's intentions have been. And I can see that they haven't been entirely sincere with this Knight of Wands energy, which can be very much a player energy or a romantic, sexy energy, somebody who's not really focused on commitment, that's for sure. The Moon representing, again, things being hidden or concealed. The Magician just giving me a lot of vibe of illusion and things not fully realized and seen or communicated, and that eventually leading to a breakdown in the connection and a lot of anger and a lot of anger and bitterness. And I'm hearing, you know, just being completely fed up with the situation. There's a lot of passion here between you. I can feel that coming through with all of these flames, even as there's all of this tension. But it's a very volatile kind of, you know, I'm getting just this toxicity coming from this Moon energy for some reason. I'm feeling like there's a lot of things that brew under the surface that come out at times. Again, very volatilely, very violently between you. And the rest of the time, that truth remains concealed or hidden. It's not always out in the open. I don't think that there's fully honest, authentic communication between you often. And as a result, you know, there's these blow-ups. There's these communications that, you know, occur after there's been so much time of something trending a certain way, perhaps things remaining in a certain way, or a certain dynamic that doesn't suit you. But, you know, you resist speaking up until you kind of get to a point where you can't handle it anymore in the current state. You get fed up and say, no more, I'm done. You know, maybe you were the one who caused the breakdown of the connection by communicating as you did with this Princess or Page of Swords energy. You know, you perhaps delivered that news that kind of brought the Tower down. But regardless, I'm seeing that there's definitely issue with expectations and where the connection was headed that has caused this breakup or breakdown. So I would say I do feel like there's still some communication here, although I don't think it's nice at all. Let's go ahead and see how your person is feeling about you, pile 2. We kind of have an idea. I mean, there's a lot going on here, but let's go ahead and just ask specifically, how is pile 2's person feeling about them? I also just did a feelings reading recently, which you can check out as well if you want more in depth, but otherwise, we're just going to get some quick energy on pile 2's person here. So, peace, 2 of Swords. They're wanting, again, to move forward out of that rough energy. Unstable effort, the 7 of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Fool. You know, again, I'm thinking that this person is definitely, you know, wanting to take a step back, wanting peace, wanting quiet, solitude. I'm hearing space, definitely wanting space. You know, they've suspended themselves, they've hung themselves up with this Hanged Man energy. They decided, you know, I'm either there's limited communication or they maybe even have taken a step back after this argument. I don't think it's a full separation or no contact entirely. I do think you may hear from this person from time to time, or you may, you know, just spitfire words back and forth and then go silent on each other for a moment, you know, allow the smoke to clear once again. But, you know, unstable effort, this is giving me reference to this idea of like there's this back and forth, this push and pull, this extreme passion and then this intense anger. And, you know, there's just so much of a disingenuous energy to this. This is a very toxic connection, pile 2, I'm sorry to say. But, you know, that's okay, because it's important to know these things, and we can have this renewed energy of moving forward beyond this. But it's important to recognize these patterns as they occur so that we can address them and we can find better ways of managing. You know, again, I'm getting drawn back to this peace card. You know, they're feeling the need for some calm. You know, I don't think that they like, obviously, arguing with you or having you not as a stable, solid figure in their life, somebody that, you know, they feel good having around. I do think they care for you deeply. There's a lot of really passionate, just driven, inspired, really, this Chariot even is giving me these vibes of just like intense emotions, intense energy. You know, and I've always said this, and I've even said this in my personal life during a time where I maybe, you know, was in a situation I shouldn't have stayed in. But, you know, everybody has that from time to time where they have a little bit of a cutting relationship with someone. And I remember thinking to myself, you know, and this is not a good way to feel about something, but it was almost like if the person even bothered to argue with you, it's like they cared. You know, they showed interest, they showed effort, and even, you know, throwing insults your way or deciding to spar with you back and forth. And it was like, even if they chose to do that, then that meant something. And I think I'm very much getting that energy here as well. You know, but you need to understand that this isn't a good way to communicate. It's not a good way to enjoy a relationship. It's not enjoyable when it's like this, and it's also not going to be fulfilling long term when it's not fully what you're wanting out of the connection. But this person is feeling the need for peace. You know, they're taking a step back, kind of avoiding, I think, out of the fear or the potential for there to be further conflict. And they're kind of just hanging themselves up, resigning themselves that they need to reflect on things and maybe approach this with a renewed mindset a little bit later on. You know, they definitely want to move on and move forward into calmer waters. But I think right now there's just still, this feels pretty recent. And if not actually having occurred recently, I do think it feels, you know, in the energy that what both of you are sitting in is not incredibly pleasant. That hasn't moved through very much. So it'll take some time for that to shift. So let's go ahead and ask, you know, is this going to shift soon? Are you going to receive any communication? What are this person's intentions for you regarding communication? What are the intentions for pile 2 with regards to communication in the future? The 4 of Cups, blended pleasure, excuse me. The Lovers. Success unfulfilled, the 7 of Pentacles. And oppression, the 10 of Wands. Excuse me, this was the 2 of Cups, not the Lovers. Love. Their intentions are not to completely disconnect from you. Again, I am feeling like there is a strong emotional tie here. Whether it's entirely healthy remains to be seen, but I can at least see that that is a base, but they've invested a good deal of time with you, and I feel like it's been dragging on for quite some time, where they've been feeling burdened, they've been feeling overwhelmed. These, every time that these blow-ups occur, they feel further stressed, and they're just needing to take a time out. Again, it's coming up near that Two of Swords energy and that Seven of Swords as well, where this person just needs to kind of take a step back to reflect and have their space. So in terms of intentions, pile 2, I'm not really seeing them coming forward. I'm actually seeing, a wait, success unfulfilled, perhaps you expecting some sort of communication, or for things to right themselves and resolve, or for there to be reconciliation a little sooner than what occurs. But I do see that there is potential for that, maybe farther along, after a large cycle is closed out of where they've been feeling this really intense energy that's been so overpowering to them right now in their peace of mind. Once they've had time to kind of calm and come out of that, then there could be potential for reunion. I'm going to be more direct, however, and just ask specifically. For pile 2, is their person planning to communicate with them anytime soon? What can you show us about any communication in the near future? The King of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Swords. With the King of Wands, I'm seeing a very strong urge or desire where this person often almost feels, again, impulsive, like they just want to ride in like this Knight of Wands, and they just feel so driven to come towards you that it even overrides their greater sense of taking a more measured approach. And you may hear and have very sudden communication from this person, but in terms of an actual reconciliation or reunion, I'm feeling like this energy is going to come a bit later, but it could be very sudden when it does. And I don't know that it's going to represent this wonderful, beautiful love energy of let's start again, with this renewed optimism. It more so feels like it's going to be sexual in nature, to be quite honest. Queen of Pentacles and the perfected success with the Ten of Cups. I think that this is what they want. There's this really strong desire, to have that still with you. I don't think they're seeing anyone else. I don't think they're interested in anyone else. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is balancing the energies between you, because between you, they've developed to be almost tainted or toxic. Think of like when a lake turns acidic and it's just very like cutting and very caustic and damaging and dangerous. This is kind of what this feels like to me, is that the elements or the environment between you, the energy that exists between these two people in this connection, has just become so problematic that it's actually turned it into something that doesn't presently look very good, but yet they want this. They do view you in such a favorable light, and I do think that they want this harmonious connection with you, and they're just needing, again, this reference to a little bit of space, a little bit of rest time before they can come in. But I do think eventually they will come in and provide you with at least some inspiring communication, likely sexual in nature, but it'll definitely be impulsive and out of the blue when that occurs. All right, so let's go ahead and see here. I think we're going to go ahead and pull the guidance for you, pile 2. We are using the Priestess of Light Oracle deck. For pile 2, what guidance do we have for pile 2 on how to best navigate through these energies and support this connection during this period of conflict and limited communication? What is the guidance for pile 2? Angelic assistance, divine guidance, loving support. This is lean on your source, your inner being. Telepathy, transmission, perception, and communication. Interesting that communication came out. And courage, strength, fierceness, and family. Oh, I can't help but be drawn, of course, to this huge lion image with this card 2 here. It's reminding me very much of strength. Obviously, Leo energy. There's lots of fire represented here. You could even be dealing with a fire sign. If not, it's just representative of the elementals that you are currently having in your connection, being fire, very, as I said, passionate and angry and inspired and just very, very tumultuous. There's a fierceness or a ferocity about this connection, and I actually think that the guidance here with courage is to embody strength in the form that it comes through with the tarot, which is to exercise inner fortitude and resolve, and not so much this outward lashing out and needing to engage in a very combative way. Angelic assistance, divine guidance, and loving support. And I instantly, when I saw this, it's a number 6, which represents the idea of unconditional love. And the only place where we truly can find unconditional love is from within and with our source, our divine energy that exists in the universe. And I think it's important that when times occur like this, where you're feeling so imbalanced and you're feeling so supercharged and upset over something that's occurred with this person, that you can reflect and lean into your own intuition, your own inner being, find that solitude from within, that peace from within for you as well, and just lean on, if you have a support team that you consider spirit guides or angels or what have you, I would just say source. Spirit source is there for you and is going to see you through and provide that support to you always, but you have to lean on it. You have to remove yourself from the need to engage always in the 3D and step more into the spiritual realm, into your inner divine essence, in order to combat some of this tougher, more difficult energy. And telepathy. It does speak to communication, but telepathy obviously gives reference to communication that's more cerebral, at a 5D or spiritual level. So it's occurring within the mind, it's occurring at the soul, it's occurring at the astral plane, in dreams, in a dream state, or just silent. It's silent communication. It's not reaching out. It's not engaging with this person when things are still, I'm hearing inflamed. It's allowing things to kind of resolve on their own, and leaning into the connection that you feel to this person that's silent, that's always ever present despite perhaps what's outwardly occurring in your 3D circumstances. And I think if you can do that, if you can embody this true strength and not this, very triggered sort of, I'm hearing like cutthroat, like this very jarring, like sudden fighter spirit. If you just embody that true strength, with strength comes from within. Again, get that strength, source that from the divine, from universal source energy, and then if you feel the need to stay connected to this person, feel free to do that, but do so in a way that's healthy. Right now, 3D communication is not healthy for the two of you. The connection itself hasn't been healthy for the two of you. It's been feeling very, very imbalanced for a while. It's what's brought the tower down. It's what's made you guys not feel like you can connect at a level that is balanced and aligned and supportive of the true nature of what this connection can be. So, lean into the 5D with this, and just utilize source energy to make things have a change or a shift and turn around with this. It doesn't have to occur at the 3D level. It can definitely and should occur energetically first. So pile 2, I hope that this has helped you and brought you some clarity on your situation as to why your person is not communicating, or why there's been limited communication. I do feel like we've gotten some good insights today, and best ways how to move forward. If you have enjoyed this reading, I really invite you to subscribe to the channel. I am brand new, so all of the engagement with the channel, likes, subscribes, even the down button, go ahead and do whatever you need to do. But all of that adds value because it increases my popularity here on this platform and helps me to be seen by more people, be able to bring my content to the wider collective. I do plan to post pick a card readings daily or almost daily, lots of shorts as well. So hopefully I will see you in a future reading. And until then, I am sending you so much love and positivity and abundant blessings for you, navigating through this situation, obviously. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Hi, Pile 3. Thank you for stopping by today and welcome to your reading. Today, we are going to be going over Why is your person not communicating with you? Or why is there no contact? What's currently going on in your connection? You have chosen pile 3, which is the Rackham Tarot, and this beautiful moss agate tower. I'll put right there. I think you guys can see it there. It's beautiful. So I thought it was a perfect match too to this deck, which I love so very much. And I love when I can match the decks very well like that to the crystals. That's always, gives me a sense of joy. This particular deck, the Arthur Rackham Tarot, is one of my favorites. It is a beautiful rendition of the works of Arthur Rackham, who was an artist that lived in the 1800s. And at the time, he created a lot of pieces that were, considered to be modern art because they depicted the current times, which of course now are very dated and historical in nature, but they're just beautiful, and there's so much going on in each of them. This is a wonderful deck for intuitive reading and one of my absolute favorites. Beautiful, beautiful images. So we are asking, why is your person not communicating with you? What is going on in the connection that is resulting in either limited contact and communication, no contact or communication, a change in communication? Go ahead and get a little bit of thought and insight on your person's feelings as well. I have done recently a full how are they feeling, how's your person feeling reading that you can check out also, but we'll go ahead and just revisit that energy today to get more context on why they may not be communicating. And then we'll also find out if you can expect some communication in the near future and get some guidance for you as well. So, pile 3. Why is your person not communicating? What is going on in the connection for pile 3? Seven of Wands. So already resistance coming through. The Page of Pentacles. These are very slippery cards, so hopefully those are going to situate themselves nicely. High Priestess. And the Knight of Cups. It's funny, we had the Five of Swords come out with that. I did a personal reading this morning and used this deck for that, and a lot of these cards came out during that reading as well. Clarifying, we have the King of Swords, the Empress, the Magician. This also came out in my personal reading, and the Eight of Wands. And I'm going to go ahead right away and clarify, what is the Seven of Wands about? Ace of Swords. Okay. Underlying energy is the Six of Cups, which is, let's get you where you can see that. Just beautiful. Look at this imagery. I mean, I'm telling you, stunning. There's so much going on here. Can you see that? I think you can. Okay. Give me just a moment to tune into the energies for this one. I'm being drawn to this High Priestess energy first, clarified by the Magician. There's several majors featured here in this spread, and with the High Priestess coming out first, this is an element of mystery, but also intuition, inner knowing, and it's clarified by the Magician, which is the card of manifestation, making things happen, being a deliberate creator in our experience. And I think that this person is honestly leaning into intuition, but sort of resisting it as well, or was resisting it in the recent past regarding how to move this connection forward. I think that this has been a period of no contact for quite some time for you. I'm not seeing current contact. I'm seeing a strong desire for there to be contact, so I do think that that may be shifting soon. But this person is beginning to lean into intuition about how to move forward. It's almost like they were stuck. I'm feeling like this very strong energy of, again, resistant to the truth perhaps with this Ace of Swords, resistant as a result of a truth revealed, With the King of Swords clarifying, it definitely brought them into a state of sort of overanalysis, overthinking, perhaps some anxiety and stress associated with this as well, but definitely out of their heart space and more into their head space in terms of this connection. And I think previously this connection actually was, you know, going along very well. I think there was good energy between you. I believe that, you know, this person probably was showing up in a very sincere way, was really communicating well with you, was making you feel like this was, you know, a well-intentioned person, that this was a great connection to be in. And then it's sort of like that shifted. They got spooked or psyched themselves out somehow. And now, you know, I feel like they are still in this energy as a result of this, you know, period of time, whatever occurred here, in which this person just doesn't feel good enough. You know, the Page of Pentacles clarified the Empress. They want to give you everything. They see you as everything, this complete embodiment of this wonderful, just abundant being that they want to provide for, that they want to give to, that they want to share with, and they want to provide for. You know, materially speaking, I think that they want to give to you, and yet they're not able to, or they feel restricted somehow, that they're just a lowly little page. You know, Page of Pentacles is somebody who definitely wants to offer something, and they have something to offer. They have that pentacle. They have a beginning, but it's underdeveloped. It's not at the level of the Empress for sure. You know, but they're leaning into intuition now, and they're starting to get a feel for what they can do to make things better. I think that they were stuck for a period of time, again, stuck in their head, and now they're kind of leaning into intuition and inner knowing. They're starting to feel into divine guidance. I think that was something they were really resisting previously. You know, they were very stuck in ego, very stuck in that triggered state, that 3D state of just overthinking, over analyzing, kind of like doomsday thinking. I'm almost hearing like the sky is falling, you know, I'm envisioning the worst case scenario, or I'm viewing this in the worst way possible. And that's starting to shift, and it's lifting. And I think a cloud, a dark cloud that was hanging over this connection, is beginning to, you know, abate and subside. And, you know, with the Knight of Cups, they're wanting to come forward with communication, clarified by this Eight of Wands. But there's definitely this theme here of this Five of Swords energy. This person doesn't feel entirely ready. They definitely feel like there's a lot to make amends for. There's a lot that they need to compensate and make up for. And they're just not sure entirely. They're still figuring this out with this High Priestess energy. It's not entirely known to them. I'd say at a, you know, deeper level, their inner being knows what to do, but they need to have that transcend and come to full knowing within their head space, within their heart space. Everything needs to align before they can actually be in this magician energy to take steps forward. But this is what they're wanting and what they're coming towards. That shift is happening. This is actually really exciting energy. So whatever happened in the past for you two, it's definitely a very stark contrast to the last pile, which was very volatile. This does not feel very volatile or very toxic to me. This feels like a very calm, peaceful, loving energy. A good connection that just kind of got off track. It got a little lost. You know, and this person feels bad about that. They feel like, you know, they probably were the one who stepped away, but they don't feel good about having done that. And they definitely want this reunion with you. The underlying energy being the Six of Cups, which is just absolutely beautiful. This idea of a reunion, of, you know, hearkening back to better times between you, memories, and a lot of nostalgia. I think they're feeling very, very deeply for you, and daydreaming with this Knight of Cups. Like, how can I come in, and in which way can I come in that's going to make all of this better? That's really going to, what can I pull out of this toolbox here of magic almost, and present, that's, you know, offer to you, that's going to make this better? I do think they want to offer something. Let's go ahead and ask specifically, what is this Page of Pentacles about? The Four of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Star. You know, they want to make up for the fact that they've taken a break. You know, they are feeling hopeful again. They needed a rest after, you know, whatever occurred between you. And I think that they were feeling stuck for a while and feeling suspended, you know, kind of shaky ground, you know. But now it's like this person's in the air, okay? They're not feeling at their best. They're not feeling like they can come forward in this energy because, you know, they're not on anything stable. They're in the air. They're barely hanging on. But notice how with the star, this person's back on the ground, you know, and they're feeling, you know, I think a little bit more hopeful about the two of you. So they want to offer something that's going to kind of make up for this period of pause that's been between you. On the bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune, they definitely want to shift things out of this energy. I was even saying I felt that there was going to be a shift pretty soon. I think there will be a shift pretty soon with this person. I don't see anything incredibly strong that's holding them back. Aside from this Five of Swords, all of the rest of this looks pretty good. They're moving out of this resistance pile 3. You know, whatever they had trouble facing previously, they are understanding at a deeper level, and that is rising to the surface. They have all of this divine energy now flowing through them. The High Priestess, the Star, even, you know, the Empress, seeing your full worth. You know, the Magician, feeling this empowerment, this ability to come forward and offer something in a more stable, concrete way for you. And then this Knight of Cups, just beautiful energy. Six of Cups, the soul connection. You know, they're feeling the faded quality. This this Wheel of Fortune representing a 10. You know, completion. They feel complete with you. They feel this faded or destined quality with you, and they want to have this back. They want to shift this back into the good flowing energy that existed before this break or pause. So let's go ahead and specifically ask, what is your person's intentions for you regarding communication in the near future? What can you expect from this person in the near future? The Knight of Wands, the Fool, the Four of Cups, and the Strength card. So quite clearly, this is wonderful for intentions. This is somebody moving out of stagnant energy. Again, this idea of a pause or I'm almost getting an indecisive energy with this Four of Cups, you know, definitely withholding themselves back from that Knight of Cups energy that they've been wanting to engage in for so long. They've been wanting to step into that. They're feeling more empowered. I think even until recent time, they were perhaps feeling more of this divine energy and leaning into intuition and feeling the call, but still actively resisting. And that represents the Strength card with this lion being tamed, you know, resistance, but in a resilient sort of a way, you know, this ability to withhold and just use inner strength at this time. But it represents, you know, taking a step back and not coming forward in a direct 3D context. That's about to change with the Knight of Wands and the Fool energy. This person is ready to come in quickly, suddenly. I do think it will be pretty sudden when you hear from them, and it will be a new beginning for you, which is pretty exciting. I did forget to pull feelings for you, even though I can see that they've got to be pretty good right now. We're going to go ahead and ask that first before we see about actual communication soon. How is Pile 3's person feeling about them? What are you feeling for them right now? The Five of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. It's the Hierophant. And the Three of Swords. Oh, Pile 3. This person is missing you terribly. I think that they feel so lost without you. They feel so low without you. You were such a bright spot in their life. They feel so connected to you spiritually. I mean, again, two references with the Six of Cups and the Hierophant to a soul connection. I think that there's just such deep energy here, and that also has resulted in this really intense feeling of longing and missing you and just lackness and lowness as well about maybe perhaps how they treated you or how this connection came to be on pause. I think they're feeling really, you know, not good about themselves and not good about how things, you know, have gone in recent time between you. This is not how they ever wanted to treat you, I'm hearing. And they really are in a planning phase right now with this Three of Wands. They're waiting for the right time. They know that this is what they want now. Again, they're not in this period of indecision or resistance. They're fully in their power of knowing what it is that they want to go after. And it's more just about waiting for that timing. So let's go ahead and see, will you be getting communication from them anytime soon? Pile 3. Will Pile 3's person be communicating with them anytime soon? The Two of Swords. And the King of Swords. The Seven of Pentacles. And the King of Cups. Let's go ahead and clarify the King of Cups. Could be dealing with a water sign here. Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. The Emperor. And the Lovers. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. So in terms of communication anytime soon, I do think it's going to take a little bit of time, a little longer perhaps than what you're thinking. I think that you're feeling even there's been a shift in that this person may come back and come forward towards you, but I do think that you will be perhaps waiting just a little bit of time for that. I think that they're still in a deciding phase about how to best go about this. In fact, let's go ahead and clarify. What is this Two of Swords energy? So the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Cups. And the Eight of Cups. You know, they need to walk away from one person perhaps and walk towards another. I'm seeing, you know, one of these energies is yourself and one of these other energies is perhaps another individual. So that could be part of what this has to do with, is there could be a third party, or there could be another, there could even be a mother situation, or a something karmic that involves another individual that they have to walk away from and leave. And it's just taking a lot of, I think, again, strength, inner resolve to make that final decision. They know what they want, and if they lean into their intuition, they know exactly where to go, who to go to, how to do it. But it's about reconciling that and aligning it within their 3D self, within their cerebral self, their head space. Their whole mindset needs to shift a little bit before they can come forward with this. But I do think that that's going to be happening. Is this happening soon? Is this Two of Swords confusion going to clear up anytime soon, Spirit? We have the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands. I do believe they're going to be making a decision incredibly soon. So don't worry about that. If there's any sort of inner conflict still occurring or, you know, existing with them, you know, that's about to resolve and clear up. The King of Swords, you know, this person is going to communicate. I do think that they want to. I do think they think about this, and that this is something that they think about doing soon. Although, again, I don't think it's going to be as soon as maybe perhaps you intend or would like. But when they do, just know that they're going to be very clear and direct in their communication. They're probably going to provide you with a lot of clarity on why they had to step away, or why this pause needed to occur, maybe what some of this energy is that they've been struggling with recently. And they're going to, of course, share their love with you. You know, this King of Cups with this Lovers and Emperor energy is just a wonderful combination of somebody who's well-intended, who is solid and secure. Again, divine masculine energy as well. We've got the Empress out. Now we've got the Emperor, divine counterparts. You can't get much better than that. The Six of Cups energy as well. There's so many points of fate and destiny related to this reading, this connection being soul-based. And I think they want to express that to you. I think they want to deepen their commitment to you, deepen their commitment to love with you, because they're definitely feeling that and wanting to express that. So pile 3, I think that's pretty exciting. You can look forward to some communication, hopefully pretty soon. We're going to go ahead and get some guidance for you in the meantime from the Priestess of Light Oracle. And we're asking, what guidance does pile 3 most need right now, Spirit? What guidance do they most need to support them through this period of time and this connection? What do they most need to know and be aware of? What guidance do you have for them? Angelic assistance, divine guidance, loving support. This came out also for pile 2. Circle of eternal joy, timelessness, dance of life. There's a faded, as I said, a faded quality to this. Pile 3, Spirit is saying that this is not going to end, because this is going to continue. Always been, and it always will be. Miracles, ancient wisdom. You know this deep down. The guidance is, you know this, that this is an unending connection, that this is going to circle back around. You know, 41 reduces to 5, which is the idea of change and of transformation and of higher learning. And I think this person is coming into some greater awareness and greater knowing at a spiritual level. And I do think that they're going to have a change, a shift coming soon. Again, that Wheel of Fortune. A miracle is going to take place. This is going to shift into a wonderful energy again. And I think that you will look forward to seeing some really wonderful togetherness. 39 reducing to 12, which reduces to 3, which is the energy of creation and collaboration and of coming together, of joy. Think of the 3 of Cups. I think that is something you can definitely look forward to again, pile 3. And angelic assistance, divine guidance, loving support. As your person is leaning into their inner knowing and intuition, and they're strengthening their connection with source, so too do you need to do this as well. Lean on your higher guidance and support from the divine. The universe has your back. It always has and always will. Again, just like the eternity, the eternal nature of this connection. Source is always there for you also. And this is the idea of leaning on, you can say your support network or support team of spirit guides or ancestors, angels, whatever, you like to define as your higher power. I say the universe, source, spirit. But this is, leaning on the unconditional love that occurs from your source at that divine level. You are always protected, always safe, always loved, admired, adored, treasured, everything else you can imagine of a positive nature. You are abundant beyond your wildest dreams. And if you just tune into that energy, I think you can expect something really amazing to happen soon. Your person is undergoing a transformation. They are changing. They are coming back soon. They are having, their own spiritual experience because of this connection. And I think if you lean into that as well, you would see that you're having that also right now. That's a mirrored energy, and that you both can come into, full union once you've embraced spirituality as it relates to your individual lives and then to this connection. But they're there for you, pile 3. They're not going to abandon you. Nothing is totally lost. Even as this person has exited your life for the time being, that there's been this pause. You can lean on yourself. You can lean on the unconditional love of source, and you'll be all right. So pile 3, I hope this has been of help to you and brought you some great clarity. I think we had some wonderful things come through today. This is probably my favorite reading of the day, this pile. And if you go ahead and subscribe, I would so appreciate if you would be able to like, share, subscribe, engage with the channel in any way that you see fit, even the down button. I mean, if you didn't like it, that's okay. Go ahead and be honest, because either way, that engagement helps support my channel and its growth. Shows up more for other individuals to be able to access this content and be aware of these insights that Source is so graciously providing as a channel through me. And I so enjoy doing it. I do plan to continue bringing pick a card readings for everybody almost daily if I can. That is the plan anyway. So I hope to see you in a future reading. And in the meantime, I am sending you so much love and abundance, blessings, joy, just such greatness as you move through this difficult time, perhaps in your connection. And as always, take care, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.